Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing the Ultimatum. Yes, we had a moment yesterday. Literally, I get negative comments all the time, but I'm just in a season right now of feeling my feels, and I really felt them strong yesterday. We had a little moment, but we've worked through it. All right, so let's just move on. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Yoli, the undercover villain. I got my eyes on you, Yoli. I really do. So she's talking to Xander and she's like, yeah, you know, heard some things about Vanessa, but that's for Vanessa to tell you. And Xander's like, okay, but like, I kind of want to know. She's like, are you sure you want to know? I mean, yeah, I want to know, but are you sure you want to know? Yeah, I want to know. Okay, girl, let me tell you.
Vanessa and Rae had sex. For what? Or are you just here to fuck anybody around out of who knows why? No one knows her intention. We're here trying to figure out what we're doing with the people we came here with, what we want in our life. Like, it's just so much deeper than that, and that's not the point of this.
Absolutely.
Why was Yoli being so coy about the information and then so ready to dump the information? Like, what the heck? I don't know. This couple, I have no words. I cannot explain how quickly these two connected and how the episode ended. I said, wow. Okay. Vanessa is debriefing Rae on how her night out went with the other people on their side of the experiment. And Rae has finally dropped this naive persona and she's accepting the role she has in this relationship.
She kept saying that we fucked. The way she said it was like vulgar, and I was like, that is not Rae. I don't fucking know. It was awful, Rae.
We did what we did. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't pressured. I'm accountable for it.
Yeah.
We both are.
Finally, oh my goodness. Like, I was so tired of that. And don't get me wrong, I still think Vanessa is a menace, but I was so tired of it for everyone making it seem as if, you know, Rae was this baby lamb who was gobbled up by this wolf a wolf by the name of Vanessa. I'm just like, no. Rae was a willing participant in this. Like, why is everybody missing this? And to be fair, I mean, not to be fair, to be for real, if Lexi feels as if Rae is so easily impressionable, especially the fact that Lexi is 24 and Rae is 3 years her senior, why not be with somebody who you feel like is more self-assured? Especially if it's in marriage, because if you enter into marriage with somebody who's so easily impressionable, don't you think that's gonna have some kind of adverse effect in your relationship? I don't know. I'm just like, let's stop making it seem like Rae doesn't know what she's doing. Rae is aware. Rae is an adult. Rae is choosing to do adult things with another adult. Like, come on. Lexi also feels like everything Vanessa does with Rae is a personal attack on her. And Lexi, I'm gonna need you to stop with this self-righteous thing. Like, it started in the beginning, like, I'm such a great wife, I'm such a great partner, I make other people realize that they want to get married. Why don't you want to marry me? And now here she is talking about, you know, Vanessa's doing this to attack me personally. It's not all about you. It really isn't. I really think Vanessa could have matched up with anybody and would have been acting the same. Mildred and Aussie finally talk after their little blow up. And yeah, it didn't go well.
Open up and communicate with me. And I think that
we are. And now we're all more serious, and I want to go back out, actually. Can I just go back out?
Is this what you do to Sam?
Oh, wow.
When she wants to talk and she's hurt? Is this what you do to her?
I got to take care of myself. I have to prioritize my mental health.
I don't want to be here, though, because I don't want to start telling myself that I did something wrong or that it's my fault, because it's not my fault.
There is a way to be non-confrontational and still address conflict, I feel. Because for me, the way that I perceive like confrontation is people just want to spring up conflict on you, and then now you're forced to address something when you weren't prepared to do so. But the problem with Aussie is that Aussie decides that if I'm not ready, we're never going to be ready until I am. And like I said in the earlier video, I do think that that is immature. I really do think that that is immature. Sometimes there is a push and pull of, okay, now is not the time, now is the time. But Aussie is just like, no, let's just pretend everything is great. We don't have to address anything. Let's move on as if this is an absolute fairy tale. And it's like, that's not real life. That's not real life. And I'm feeling really bad for Sam because I think Sam is so used to sweeping things under the rug, under the rug, under the rug. So it has enabled Aussie to act this way. And so, I mean, I will give it to Aussie. Mildred does have a little bit of a combativeness in her voice. But at the end of the day, when something needs to be addressed, like, you have to address it, especially if it's hindering y'all progressing and growing in this process. So then Aussie decides, you know what, I'm just gonna walk out of frame. I think I'm done. And it's like, Aussie, no, Aussie, you need to grow up. You really need to grow up. And Aussies are like, I'm not gonna talk to you while you have this tone and blah, 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 blah. And then the next day or whenever, I think it was like 12 hours later, Aussie comes back to the apartment and basically is saying, I'm not going to engage with somebody who doesn't know how to communicate. And then leaves a note before walking out of the apartment. And I'm like, so you also don't know how to communicate. How do you not see that? How do you not see that your lack of communication is just as problematic? But shoot, I'm not in this relationship, so let me mind my business. Yoli and Xander meet with Xander's friend, who, to me, was, just a little too accepting of this new reality.
Is that weird to see? Just what you just saw?
Honestly, no. I can tell you're genuine, and that's something that I think I have struggled with Vanessa for the longest time. If you didn't come here with the right person, I mean, I think you found. Like, they should have catch.
So you mean to tell me everybody in Xander's life is aware of how problematic Vanessa is? Even Xander herself can pinpoint Vanessa's problematic behavior, yet she decides to stay in this relationship and then conveniently come on a show where you explore other relationships and then so quickly falls for somebody else. Guys, don't let me get into my conspiracy bag. Don't let me get into it. And it is 1000% possible, because if you watch a show called Put a Ring on It, you know, about 2 seasons ago, a couple did forge a relationship just so they could be on the show. It happens. It happens. So, but yeah, I side with the friend. Vanessa been problematic. I don't know why you were staying with her. Mal meets Lexi's parents, and I couldn't help but laugh at Daddy doing the mannequin challenge.
I want somebody that's gonna give me, hell yeah, you're the person for me. You're the person I want to spend the rest of my life with.
I know my partner at the time to show up in relationships really strong. She's like, when she's in love, she's in love.
I'm happy you're meeting Mal, because like, in any regard, she's gonna be a part of my life forever.
So I think you guys may be rushing into it. If you think that you're gonna be able to get married after this, that's a lot.
I was like, Daddy, you ain't got no words. Daddy, you ain't got nothing to say. The first time I heard the man speak was when the mom was basically like, oh, so y'all are in this weird, like, triad of a couple things. He's like, oh, well, this is interesting. Not Daddy liking the mask. He liked me for real. I thought I thought Lexi's mom was going to be more of a yes man, but she did question the pace of their relationship. And I'd have to say, I agree. To go from all of this uncertainty of who you were with beforehand, and then just in a handful of weeks to say that you can see a lifetime with this person, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very skeptical of it. If anything, it's easier for me to believe Xander and Yoli's relationship over this one, mainly because they're going with the feelings of right now. And they're saying, right now, what I'm feeling is very intense and I'm just going to lean into it. Whereas Mal and Lexi are doing this whole, we're going to raise our mixed race babies and we're going to be living in our house in Tampa, Florida when we're 67. I'm just like, I don't know. It's very forced and I can't buy into it. I think they're going to have a long friendship, a relationship in that sense. But yeah, I'm with the mom. Just cool it. Vanessa introduces her dad to Rae, and we get to see where the mentality comes from.
When the institution of marriage started, people didn't live to be 80, 90
True.
like we do now. Marriage should be like a lease, like a 7-year lease. At the end of the 7 years, you decide whether you want to renew it or not. I've dated a little bit.
A little bit.
If at the 2 or 3 month mark, I think that they see a different future than I do, I end the relationship.
And people like to say your childhood has nothing to do with who you become as an adult. Let's be for real. Listen, the psychologist in me, I mean, I only have my undergrad, but the psychology student in me was like, oh my gosh, this would be such an interesting case to study. But essentially, Vanessa just believes like, listen, I'm sorting out my views on marriage and if that's for me, and I think that's okay to do so. And honestly, I think that I side with her. Marriage isn't for everyone, and even if somebody wants marriage, sometimes people just aren't compatible with marriage, if that makes sense. Traditional, let me say, like, traditional marriage, it's just not for everybody. You know what I mean? And Vanessa has been very clear about that from the beginning, which then brings me back to Xander asking, now why the hell were you in this relationship with somebody who you knew didn't want what you were looking for? It has been 3 years in this relationship, and I'm pretty sure Vanessa has been singing the same song from the beginning. So like, you now issuing an ultimatum to somebody who was probably never going to accept it just doesn't make any sense to me. Mal's friend is skeptical. First of all, I need to be friends with Mal's friend. They're skeptical of the process and not afraid to say it.
I'm her wife right now.
And then you decide between 3 to 4 years of being in a relationship versus 3 weeks with another person?
24
years old?
For 1 month.
Oh, that's a cute red flag.
I can tell you, for me, I want Mal to be a part of my life forever.
I feel like a lot of people confuse Mal's kindness for something else.
Not her blowing up Lexi's spot talking about Mal just be nice. Don't mistake that for her liking you. If I was Lexi, I would crawl in a hole and die, because literally I'm here planning my mixed race life with this woman just for her friend to say, oh no, she like that with everybody. And isn't it funny that Mal said it's Yoli who can't really discern the difference between partners, and it's like anybody could make her feel that strongly. So now Mal's friend is saying, oh yeah, no, people always gravitate to Mal because she's just like that. That's just who she is. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that was very ironic, if you ask me. But Mal is basically having this worry of like, what's going to happen when Yoli and I get back together? Like, are we going to be able to restart? Are we going to be able to reconcile? You ain't got to worry about it. Yoli loves somebody else.
I'm scared of feeling in love with you so soon.
I don't feel like that I fall in love easily, but I feel like that this experience has worked so well.
I love you. It's terrifying, but I love you.
Yoli loves somebody. I would be absolutely gobsmacked if Yoli does not leave with Xander. Truly, I will be shocked. Tiff's friend, also a bit of me. I need to be friends with Natasha too. Natasha is like, listen, if y'all gonna be married, be married.
Felt like I had to join this experience in order for us to gain more clarity if there's anyone else out there, or if it's actually our problems that we need to work on.
Maybe you're like hanging on to something that either might be over or will be one day.
We haven't even like held hands.
Hold hands right now. She's waiting for, can you hold hands with her real quick? Try to kiss each other, try to touch each other, try to be intimate.
Personally, I would like for us to have a spin-off show with Natasha. I don't know what it is about Natasha, but I really like her. I don't know, she's such a vibe. Essentially, Natasha is saying you haven't given this process a full try. If you're going to get the most out of it, you kind of need to commit a little bit more. And Tiff is very hesitant. As we're aware, they're not really keen on exploring something else. They want to be back with, what's her name? Mildred, right? But it's good to see that Tiff has been softening up in the process and has been getting along with Sam a lot better. Yeah. And yeah, it was just nice to see them be like happy and not so combative all the time, and even tease some physical intimacy. It didn't really like happen. I think they were trying to spoon, but it was kind of awkward, but at least they gave it a try, you know? And I'm like, where was Natasha from the beginning? Because Tiff was on one, and we needed Natasha to come and sort the situation out, because the Tiff post-Natasha interaction is the Tiff I want to see. So it's time for everybody to part ways, and Xander and Yoli are having a really hard time saying goodbye.
I wasn't in the worst place with my ex.
She's gonna want to pick back up where you guys left off. I imagine, right?
We don't
like
know.
we don't know.
You have touched and impacted my life in so many ways.
I'm worried about your ex putting her claws in you. You're gonna let her, like, fuck you up in the mind? No.
Where is the officiant? Sign on the dotted line. These two are so old. I wonder in this experience if people can leave their trial marriage to go with the person that they actually want to be with, because I can't imagine 2 weeks of little to no contact with between Xander and Yoli. I just don't see that happening, unless maybe can I see Vanessa going back with Xander? I don't know. I think Xander has let that ship sailed. Yoli and Mal might still have potential, but yeah, again, I say I'm going to be gobsmacked if Xander and Yoli don't leave together. Absolutely gobsmacked. Anyways, we'll have to wait and find out. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys? No more tantrums. I promise.